Hey, welcome back to The Racing Trend. I'm your host, Daniel. Today we are diving into my 2025 MotoGP predictions. I have a lot of thoughts on the upcoming season. Whilst I don't think I'll get everything right, I'm definitely hoping for a season full of surprises. So let's get started. Firstly, top rookies. Let's kick things off by talking about the rookies for 25. We've got some exciting names joining the Premier class. We have Fermin Aldiger, Ayagura, and Sonika Chantra. Now, my pick for the Rookie of the Year and Moto2 champion is Ayagura. He might not have the results as good as Fermin Aldiger, as he's on a much better bike, but overall will be the more impressive rider, and I think he'll just edge him over for this title, but we'll see. As for Sonika Chantra, I think he's got a lot to prove this year, but personally, I don't see him lasting more than one season MotoGP. It's a tough business. There's so many amazing riders on the field, and I just don't see him going beyond this year. I hope he proves me wrong, but let me know what you think in the comments down below. Secondly, let's move on to my biggest surprise and biggest disappointment. This is my take on this is how they fared last year to this year. So for me, my biggest surprise of 2025 is going to be Marco Bezzecchi. I think he'll have a very consistent season. I think he'll even grab a win. He had a really impressive testing, and I expect him to continue to rise in 2025, especially after not having the best 2024. On the flip side, my biggest disappointment will be Enea Bastianini. After a couple of massive wins last year, I think we'll see him struggle on the KTM to find the same level of success. I think he will, unfortunately, be more towards the back of the field, which is unfortunate, but that's the nature of MotoGP. It's an unpredictable sport, and the competition is fierce. Thirdly, battle for the Constructors' title. Now, when it comes to Constructors' title, I think this is the easiest one of all of them. I think we all know that the Ducati factory team is going to be pretty much impossible to beat. They are sticking with the 2024 engine from last year. They're not going with the 25 engine. I think it's just they know what they're getting from the 24. Maybe it's even to keep the costs down, and with Mark and Pecco being in the main team, I think they'll just continue the dominance this year. And as much as I'd love to see a team challenge them, I just don't think anyone will have the edge over the Ducatis, especially the factory team. That said, I'm hoping for some surprises here. I think the closest challenger to Ducati will be Aprilia, as long as they keep up the level. I think they have two amazing riders. which I think will really push them. But what do you think? Can anyone challenge Ducati's reign? Let's see. Fourthly, new winners and how many? Now let's talk about the new winners for this year. I'm predicting there will be 2 in the main race and the sprints, or either. I'm going with Alex Marquez and Pedro Acosta as my picks for the new winners. Alex is on an amazing bike this year. I think he'll get to a track like Sepang, where he's just gonna be the man to beat, and I think that's the kind of place he'll get the first win, and all the best to him. Regarding Pedro, I think a bit more trickier on the KTM, but with the amount of talent that this guy has, I think there'll be a race where just things click, and I think we'll see him win his first race. I'm a Pedro fan. I like the guy. I think he's super cool, and yeah, I think he'll get the win this year. Now, I think we'll have 7 different winners this season. I'm not gonna guess who they all are. You kind of know from what I've been saying. But I think, yeah, we'll get 7 winners compared to the 5 from last year. Even though Mark and Pecco will be getting most of the wins, I still think there are opportunities for some surprises in 25. So let's see. Fifthly, lastly, my top 10 for the 2025. Here's where I think things will shake out. In 10th, I'm going with Fabio Quartararo. I think Yamaha is on the up. I hope so. I've always been a Yamaha fan, and I really like Fabio. I think he's a massive talent. He's the 2021 world champion, and we know if we just give him the tools, he can be up there. And so I think this year he'll be in the top 10 more consistently compared to last year. So yeah, let's see. In 9th place, I'm going for Brad Binder. Unfortunately for Brad, I think he'll be overshadowed by Costa, and I just don't see him getting into the top 7, top 5, because I think there are a lot of good riders on better bikes that will be ahead of him. So I think he'll struggle to be better than 9th this year. In the 8th place, I went for Franco Morbidelli. I think he'll get a few podiums this year. I'm not sure about a win. You never know what you're gonna get from Franco, especially from the past few years. He's just not been very consistent, and yeah, I think that's 8th. 8th, I think, is the best that we're going to see him do. 7th, I went for Alex Marquez. I've mentioned him. I think he'll be one of the new winners. I think he'll get a few podiums. I just don't think he'll be as consistent as the guys ahead of him. But maybe he'll prove me wrong. 6th, I went for Fabio Di Gianantonio. He's an amazing bike again. I think he'll get a few podiums, few wins. And yeah, I think he'll just be a bit more consistent than Alex. So that's why I'm putting him ahead. Now let's get into my top top 5. In 5th, I'm going for, don't kill me on this one, I'm going for Jorge Martin. This is plainly because of how his testing unfortunately went. He got injured and got injured again. He had just a couple of laps, unfortunately, and yeah, I think he'll have a lot of catching up to do this year, especially towards his teammate, to learn the new bike. And I still think he'll come back maybe midway through, towards the end, with when he's gonna really start to show what he can do on the Aprilia. So I still expect him to get a few podiums, a few wins, and I'm really excited for this. I'm really hoping that he recovers. He's the current world champion, he's the current number 1. So let's see what he will bring this year. 4thly, I'm going for Pedro Acosta. As I mentioned earlier, massive talent, rookie of the year last year, and even though KTM is a bit unpredictable at the moment with the financial troubles, I think with the talent that Pedro has, I think he'll just have a few moments in the season where he's really gonna show what this guy can do, and I think he'll have a bit more consistency as well. And yeah, I'm excited for what he's gonna show this year. 3rdly, and Marco Bezzecchi, my biggest surprise for this year. I think he'll have an amazing year. I think he'll really suit Aprilia. It's just vibes, I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, I think he'll definitely get a few podiums. I think he'll get a few wins maybe, we'll see. But yeah, I think he'll be in that top 5 consistently. I hope that Aprilia will, stay in that top 10, top 5 zone. So yeah, let's see what Marco can do. So now, who will be my 2025 MotoGP World Champion? And I think it's none other than Marc Marquez. Sorry guys, if you're a Pecco fan, I have nothing against Pecco. I really like the guy. I think he is an incredible rider. I just think Marc still has that bit of magic in him that I think will edge Pecco out. I don't think he'll be a walkover. I don't think that will happen whatsoever. But I think when it's gonna come down to those crucial races throughout the season, I think Marc will just edge Pecco out. I don't think, he's gonna dominate. I think it'll be a really close season. And, they are all smiles at the moment. They are all handshakes and hello, how are you? But who knows what's gonna happen when we're gonna come down to the last race, hopefully, with 2 of them still on the title. And I think we'll see some fireworks between those 2. And I think as MotoGP fans, we maybe want some fireworks. I know we like respect and things, of course, but we like a bit of, fire, I would say. So let's see what happens this season. I'm excited, how the chemistry will be between them, and I just hope for some incredible races. I really do, between these two especially. And I just hope someone will get some other writers will get there in the mix. So yeah, let's see. Well, that's it for my 2025 predictions. I'm excited for the season, as I hope you are too. I can't wait to see how this all plays out. My biggest wish for this year is that we get more winners than last year, and that this season will have some kind of unpredictability, whether that is in the races or maybe even the championship. Let's see. Let me know what your predictions are in the comments down below. What do you think will be the biggest surprise this season? And who's your pick for the world title? Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you soon for more MotoGP and Formula 1 discussions on the racing trend. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.